Are you ready for this try not to cry challenge? Christmas is the time for presents, family, and lots of food. Every child is sent a letter to Santa at least once in their lives, but while most kids wish for new toys and technology, others' wishes are much more heartbreaking. Give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to let us know if you won the challenge at the end. Let's check out the stories of kids whose Christmas wishes left Santa in tears. Paul Trench. Imagine discovering an old letter to Santa 50 years after your loved one passed away. It's an emotional time, especially if the death of your loved one was never properly explained. That's exactly what happened to Ray Trench, who found a Christmas list hidden back in 1966, just a few weeks before his brother lost his life due to an infection. Paul was just 9 years old when he wrote this letter that broke his brother's heart. His death was never properly explained and was noted as an unidentified viral infection. But Ray's memories came flooding back after he discovered the Christmas letter in an encyclopedia. His list includes a tabletop football game, a torch, and toy cars. Ray noted that he felt like he was opening a time capsule and memories of his childhood came flooding back. He also noted that he found the very first draft of the Christmas letter, which included a different version of the group tabletop game, but later changed it to the England versus Argentina match. Unfortunately, Paul's letter didn't manage to reach Santa until 50 years later, and Ray never got to enjoy the table football game and have his favorite team win the World Cup. And although Paul never got his Christmas wish, we have a feeling his letter was better than any Christmas present for his brother Ray. A 9-year-old boy. Most kids want a new bike, the latest game, an iPad, or any other piece of technology, but it's those wishes that make us realize just how privileged we are. Hundreds of thousands of kids around the world never get to play their favorite games. In fact, their Christmas wishes are much more heartbreaking. All we know about this little boy is that he's 9 years old. His Christmas letter was sent to an organization that provides presents for kids each Christmas. The little boy was asked to put only 5 things he wished for Christmas, but guess what? He only put in 2, and you won't believe what they are. His identity is unknown to the public, but his message will break your heart. His 2 Christmas wishes included new shoes and a happier life. That's it. It really does make you wonder what he's going through and how many children are going through the exact same thing and no one knows about it. So next time you get upset that you didn't get your wanted Christmas present, remember this sweet 9-year-old boy who just wanted new shoes and a happier life. The heartbreaking letter was posted on Facebook, where hundreds of people have reached out and volunteered to help the boy have the best Christmas ever. Lewis Williams. We hope you have your box of tissues ready because this one is going to make you cry. Lewis Williams is a 9-year-old boy who has a shiny face and an adorable smile. But unlike most kids, Lewis's life wasn't exactly easy and he broke everyone's heart with his Christmas wish. Most children ask for multiple things and some even count them to make sure they got the right amount on Christmas Day. We're looking at you, Dudley Dursley, on his birthday. Luckily, Lewis Williams is nothing like Dudley. In fact, his Christmas wish is so heartbreaking. It will remind us how lucky we are for the things we do have in our lives. Lewis comes from a very poor family who became homeless after his mom struggled to pay rent despite working 2 jobs as a trainee teacher and having her own business. The family moved 14 times. His mom's heart broke when she found out Lewis's Christmas letter, where he said that all he wanted was a forever home where he could play with Legos all day. In his letter, he said he doesn't need any new toys. Instead, he wants a place for his old toys in a forever home. He also mentions that everyone is sad living where they are and he wants his family to be happy again. We hope that Lewis will get his wish as quickly as possible. Luke Bedford. Sometimes kids might surprise us with their Christmas wishes. In 8-year-old Luke's case, his Christmas wish wasn't even for himself. Luke's letter to Santa started off with, "Dear Mrs. Claus and Mr. Claus, aka Santa." In his letter, Luke explains that he doesn't want presents and that the only thing he wants for Christmas is money for charity. It turns out that his best friend Thomas told him about his cousin Orla, who is suffering from cancer. He says that he's not sure what it is, but that he knows it's very bad. He ends the letter with saying, "Please, please, please give me no presents for Christmas." His touching letter moved his mother and his friend's cousin's mother to tears. And what's even more fascinating is the fact that Luke never even met Orla in the first place. We bet that this Christmas letter left Santa in tears because it definitely left us. But we're not done yet. Stay tuned to hear about a heartbreaking letter that was tied to a balloon. Phoebe Vine. Although Christmas is a very traditional holiday, it can be changed every year. As people get older, you might find yourself celebrating the holiday differently, and sometimes you might find yourself missing the people you love the most. The 7-year-old Phoebe Vine had to experience that in one of the hardest ways possible. At the age of 7, she celebrated her first Christmas without her mother. In a heartbreaking story, her mother passed away from a highly aggressive brain tumor. Just a year before, Phoebe sent a Christmas letter to Santa, asking him not to let her mother die. A year later, she sent another letter, which will be turned in an impactful message. Her Christmas message to her mother, which says, "Dear Mommy, I miss you so much this Christmas. Love you forever, Phoebe," will be displayed at London Underground stations throughout the holidays. Phoebe said that she misses her mother and that she wants to make her proud of her daughter. We're pretty sure her mother will be extra proud of her 7-year-old daughter, who was able to make such an impact during Christmas. If you're spending your Christmas without your loved ones this year, we're sending you big internet hugs and a lot of love. Spencer. Every Christmas, Jim Glaub and Dylan Parker accidentally receive hundreds of Christmas letters to their New York address, the 22nd Street in Manhattan. Their residence became known as St. Nick's, but nobody's sure how that happened in the first place. And every single year, the couple takes their time and makes sure they reply to every single Christmas letter. The requests range from new technology to many simple things like a new coat for Mom. Spencer, one of the kids whose heartbreaking letter got delivered to 22nd Street, asked for new socks that will keep his feet warm. A couple of people even got suspicious of the legitimacy of Jim and Dylan's story, and one lady waited patiently outside of their apartment until she saw kids run to catch the postman. Sounds like a story right from a movie. In fact, it will get turned into a movie called The Miracle on 22nd Street. While the living situations of kids like Spencer don't get explained, the heartbreaking letters make the couple cry. And even though the two no longer live at the address, they continue to make sure that every child receives a response to their Christmas letter. Unknown child. If you've managed to leave a dry eye all this time, this story might completely break you. This Christmas letter was found tied to a balloon, and nobody was able to track the child who sent it. It was found by a man who is hoping to track him down in order to buy him some Christmas presents. The reason? In his heartbreaking letter, which was dated on December 1st, 2016, the boy says he is missing his father. He says that he knows he's in heaven, but asks whether he's safe. He continues saying that he's back in foster care because Mom is sick, and that everything he wants for Christmas is for his dad to put a note he wrote himself under his pillow. We're not crying, you are. We have to admit that out of all stories, this one touched us the most, and we really hope this boy has been found and that the man who found the balloon was able to send him the best Christmas presents ever. The image of this letter has been posted and shared on social media and foster agencies, and although it has touched a lot of people, the child hasn't been yet identified. The man who found the letter also said that he'd like to set up a charity page to buy Christmas presents for children living in foster care. Ryan Suffern. We hope these stories were a good lesson in appreciating what we have. Ryan Suffern's Christmas letter is just as heartbreaking as any others we have shared today. Ryan was asked to write his letter early, but his mother never expected he'll write something like this. Like every child, Ryan first asked for toys. He wanted a remote control car and a helicopter, but later changed it. He says he doesn't want those things anymore, and instead, he let St. Nick know that his sister Amber is still getting bullied and that it's not fair. He also says that he prays that they will stop, but since God is always busy, he needs Santa's help. His mother's eyes welled with tears as she read her son's letter. She was also aware that her daughter was bullied, but not to the extent described by her son. His mother said that she hopes her son's letter will bring more awareness to school bullying and just how much it affects everyone every single day. At the end of his letter, Ryan adds a P.S., saying that his mom throws the best birthday parties and Santa can come if he wants. What a sweet, unselfish boy. Billy Caldwell. If you made it this far, get ready because you're about to well up. Billy Caldwell is an 11-year-old boy. He wrote his Christmas letter on a hospital bed, and his words are absolutely heartbreaking. In his letter, Billy asks Santa to take away his seizures. He suffers from an uncontrollable epilepsy and is in a U.S. hospital for treatment that's not available in his own country. In his letter, he also says that he doesn't want to go and live with the angels. Instead, he wants to stay with his mom and his big brother. At the age of 2 years, Billy was already given little chance of surviving. However, he's still fighting 9 years on. His mother was told that his seizures were in too deep to be removed by laser surgery, but it seems like Santa listened to his wishes. His letter was sent in 2016, and 1 year later, his chance of surviving became much bigger. We're not sure whether it was Santa who made his wish come true or not, but Billy was able to get better with medical marijuana. He's also the first person in the UK who ever received a medical prescription for marijuana, and according to his family, it's precisely what helped Billy survive and fight on his horrifying illness. His story is definitely one of the most heartbreaking and inspirational Christmas stories of all time. And that's it for our video. For more videos like this one, check out 15 hidden images in logos you never noticed. See you next time.